Alright, thank you for checking out BoxingWave. I'm gonna speak on a really sensitive topic right now, and I think I'm gonna come in with a different approach. I'm not gonna sit here. A lot of people have been talking about this for the last few days. If you're part of the YouTube community, or if you're just a follower on my Twitter account. If you haven't known, there's a lot of videos that's been made like recently about who's better between the two fighters, Muhammad Ali and Floyd Mayweather. And the reason why I call this video is Floyd Mayweather the greatest is because I'm going to speak more on Floyd Mayweather. And you know what? I'm not really even going to break down his whole career, but I'm just giving my opinion. But it's going to be a long opinion, all right? It might be a few parts to this video. Now, Muhammad Ali, there's been a huge debate for the last few days. Floyd Mayweather basically made an interview saying why he thought he was the greatest and why why he's greater than Muhammad Ali. Now, I have no problem with Floyd thinking that he's the greatest boxer of time. I think he's clearly the best in this generation. Okay, you might disagree with that, but I think he's the best in this generation. Whether you think Pacquiao is or whoever. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I think any fighter that is the best in their generation could be brought up in a mix of greatness, or who's the greatest. All right. So I don't have a problem with that. I did not like the interview. Okay. I think Carcino uploaded a video on YouTube. All right. He's from BoxingSocialist.com. He uploaded a video, and I didn't like the video. I didn't like the interview that much. I didn't like the reasons why Floyd said he was the greatest. He made good points, but a lot of it wasn't even. It was related to the boxing, but a lot of it was related to money and like the money he made, the success he made, the buyers, the pay-per-view buyers, his undefeated record, his health compared to Ali. But at the same time, I just don't agree with him. You know what I'm saying? It's all opinion. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why this topic is so sensitive is because when you're comparing fighters from different generations, all right, it's all speculation. Like, a lot of people don't realize that there is no fact about who's better. It's all opinionated. It's all speculation. All right, they're never gonna fight. We're never going to really find out who was the best. You know what I'm saying? And that's it. None of these guys fought the same people. It's no way that you can say that Ali is better than Floyd or Floyd's better than Ali and you can make some good points, but it's all opinionated. If you disagree with someone, doesn't mean that they know less about boxing than you. All right, they just have a different opinion. There's nobody on the planet that knows too much about boxing. A lot of people don't believe that, but no one knows too much. Everybody, you can learn about boxing every single day. It's too much history to learn about the sport. Now, I'm gonna start talking about Muhammad Ali and my opinion on him. Okay, I definitely think he is one of the greatest, if not the greatest. He's definitely one of the greatest. Okay, I like Ali because with what he represented. I thought he was well spoken, but he had a big mouth and he talked a lot of trash at the same time. I like the fact that he challenged everyone. He fought anyone that thought could beat him. You know what I'm saying? He represented something that is not there in boxing today, that I wish was there. And I'll speak more about that later, but he called out whoever he felt, or whoever the people felt could beat him or was a tough fight for him. You know what I'm saying? And then the fights that he lost, and yes, he did lose. He's not undefeated like Floyd Mayweather is. He did lose some fights, but he rematched them and came back and won the majority of them. Okay? Especially the biggest ones. My first, always knew who Muhammad Ali is. I was born in the 80s, but you know, obviously I became a Tyson fan. My dad was a big Tyson fan. I was well aware who Muhammad Ali was, but it wasn't until my teenage years, until, you know, I started watching him fight. Or, you know, I don't know if it was a team, whatever that movie, When We Were Kings, that's when I started really paying attention to Muhammad Ali. It wasn't the Ali Will Smith movie. I seen that movie like a few years after that came out. But the When We Were Kings, the documentary on between Ali and Foreman, that's when I started really paying attention to him. And then, you know, when the net came out and became popular, and YouTube and all these sites where you could go back and watch fights, that's when I really started paying attention and watching all of his fights. You know, because back then it was just books. You know, you didn't really have the access to the internet and everything. So anyway, now I always liked Ali, and I wish the fighters today were like that. You know, you're getting a little bit back of it, like you got the Keith Thurmans, the Irislandi Laras, the guys that are actually calling out fighters. You know, even Shane Mosley jumping in the ring and calling out Floyd. Like, you know, I think that was a really memorable moment, even though he lost the fight. I think it was cool. Like, I think boxers need to bring that back, and it seems like it's not coming back around. It seems like more boxers are just getting into the promoters and the business side of things, instead of calling out who the people want to see them fight, you know. So I think Muhammad Ali was one of the best at that. I mean, not even, I think all of them were like that. You know, back in that era, all of the boxers were like that. You fought, that's just the way it was. The culture of boxing changed so much. You fought who was the best, the other best fighter. You know, not no guy that's coming off a couple wins, a couple losses, then he wins a fight. He wins a fight against an average boxer, and then now he's a #1 contender. None of that nonsense that's going on today. All right, you fought the guy that people thought was the best. You got to fight that guy. Ali would sit ringside of two guys that he either fought or might have fought one of them or whatever, and will sit there and call it the way he sees it and talk trash while he's there. I could get in the ring and beat both of them at the same time. Like, that's the type of stuff that he would say. Don't give him a microphone. Don't give him the spotlight, because he's going to call you out. He's going to call out your mother. He doesn't care. You know, fighters today, they show each other too much respect, or they have too much fear of losing. The culture is totally different. So it depends on what you like. You don't have to be from that time. You could watch videos and make up your own assessment on who you think is better. Who you think is better, who you think is better overall, who you think is more skilled, who you think who has the best career, you know, who you think made the most money and who's the most successful. Those are all different categories on greatness, you know. So I think people need to be mindful of that, and I don't think enough fans, you know, a lot of people are biased to a point where they already made up their mind on what how they feel about a fighter, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? Ali too. Like, you know, Floyd Mayweather, people already have their mind made up on what they feel about him. No matter all the people that they say Floyd duck, they already had their mind made up. That because I don't like him, I'm always going to make an excuse on why he's not the best, or why he's not even close to the best, or shouldn't even be compared to the best. They already have their mind made up, you know. And a lot of people don't like Ali for the same exact reasons they didn't like Floyd, you know. But anyway, I respect Ali. Like, I respect him a lot, you know, and he's definitely, you know, he's putting on a lot of work. Now, let me start talking about Floyd a little bit. Floyd Mayweather, like I said, I think he's the best boxer in this generation. I believe he is the most skilled boxer. Okay? That's my opinion. Alright? I feel like if I had to take someone's talent and I had a selection of every greatest boxer, I would pick Floyd Mayweather. That's just my opinion. Okay? There's a number of reasons. You know, you got his defense, his hand speed, whatever. I like Floyd Mayweather. I like his style of boxing. Okay? I don't like the people he's always fought. There's a lot of people that I wish he never fought. A lot of people that I feel was an easy fight for him. I think Floyd Mayweather is more about the business side of things. I think it's all business with him. You know, it's all about the money. And you know what? He's a prize fighter. It should be. But don't you want to be competitive? Don't you want to prove to the world that you can beat the best? The absolute best. Not some guy that's coming off a big win. Okay? Against the guy that was a #1 contender at one point or whatever. Don't you want to fight and beat the guy and prove that you can beat anyone that thinks they are anyone that thinks that the people think is a threat to you? The most challengeable of fighters. I feel Ali did that. I feel like Ali and a long number of boxers that has done it, especially from that era and before Ali's, way before Ali's era. You know, I have a few people that came after him that has done it. Now they got some losses, but that's just the risk you take when you want to be the best. If Floyd challenged the best of the best of the best, he would have had some losses, in my opinion. You know, and when I say the best, I don't mean the best as in record or anything. I'm meaning the toughest challenges for him. The guys that people feel was a threat to him. Now, he did fight a few, don't get me wrong. And I'm going to get to that too. He did fight a few guys that I felt were a threat to him. It was a risky fight for him. But in between that, there was a lot of guys that he fought where by the time he fought them, they already been exposed. He didn't fight these guys when they were undefeated. You know what I'm saying? See, Ali fought Joe Frazier when he was undefeated. He didn't fight Joe Frazier after George Foreman already beat him. You know? He didn't fight a lot of guys like Sonny Liston. When he fought Sonny Liston, it was like everybody thought Sonny Liston was going to kill that man. When George Foreman fought Muhammad Ali, everybody thought George Foreman was going to kill this man. People were afraid of Ali getting in the ring with him. Something about Ali is like, he just want to prove you wrong. Like, listen, I can beat whoever you put me in the ring. Whoever you think is the best, I can beat him. And even if he lost, he'll do the rematch. Yes, he fought for too long, but if Floyd followed that same blueprint, he wouldn't be saying in the interview, well, look at my health and look at his. Look, I'm still undefeated. He wouldn't say that. You know what I'm saying? But as far as the skills, you can't deny, like, you guys that don't think Floyd is the best or the greatest, that's fine. But you cannot deny his skills. His skills are still there. Well, he didn't fight nobody, so it's easy to look good against bums. Did he really just fight bums? Do I have to break down the people that were good that he fought? It's not just Diego Corrales. I mean, I'll speak on that in part 2, because this video is about to done.